You made it! I missed you so much!
I know, traffic was crazy, but I'm finally here.
The morning light shone through the curtains, creating soft golden streaks on the soiled couch and cluttered coffee table. The air was still, almost overwhelming, and she stood barefoot on my old wooden floor, wearing only my shirt and the same blue one I'd tossed over the chair the previous night. Her eyes were broken, but her feelings were sincere and whole. She expressed feeling embarrassment and sadness. At that particular time, I didn't come across a stranger. I saw someone who had been running for too long and eventually gave up. If you have faith in kindness, forgiveness, and the power of second chances, please share this post and subscribe to Kindness Journal. Your actions demonstrate that compassion can still bring about change. I came across Nora Callan, but she didn't say anything to me. It was a chilly Tuesday morning when I saw her sitting on the pier near Miller's Creek, arms tightly gripped and shivering under the gray sky. As I approached my workshop, where I crafted wooden furniture for local retailers, she appeared disfigured, fragile, and uncertain whether to sink or walk away. Her clothes were soaked and her hair clung to her face, and she didn't look away when I asked if she was okay. She replied, "Do you have a phone?" After I gave her my jacket, I called for an ambulance, but she remained immobile and lost her composure. Her ankle was bruised, another near her collarbone was blurred, and there was something in her eyes that spoke louder than any kind of tears. The cab never arrived. The driver refused after being informed that she didn't have any money. I took a stranger with me and decided to do something differently. There wasn't a lot of stuff in my cabin. A kitchen area, oversized table, and couch that had grown older. She was cautiously observing every corner, wondering if it was safe to breathe in. I handed her the towel and told her to wait outside while she showered. She remained silent. However, after 5 minutes, I heard the sound of running water, and for the first time, it felt like the cabin was alive. When she emerged, there was steam behind her. She was no longer donning her shattered sweater. She had found my shirt on the chair and tucked it in. It hung loosely over her body with sleeves covering her hands. There was a beautiful, ethereal beauty, like that of someone who hadn't felt warm for years. I said quietly, "I'm going to wash your clothes. I don't know what else to do." She sat down and comforted me, holding her knees close to her chest. We talked for hours, but then she slowly ate the soup I had prepared. I attempted to fix a broken chair in the corner by pretending not to hear the sniffles, but I couldn't help but notice everything: the small scars on her wrists, the way she fluttered every time she saw someone passing by, how she leapt when I accidentally dropped some spoon. When the dust settled, I gave her the bed and took the couch without any arguments. She didn't thank me either. However, at midnight, I woke up to muffled sobs and remained motionless. I just listened to her break out in the darkness without sound, as if she wanted to stay hidden from the world. The following day, she was no longer present. My shirt was neatly tucked on the bed and the window was open. I felt a sudden surge of force inside me. I was dissatisfied and perhaps uneasy, but then I saw a note with only one sentence written in my shaky hand. "I'm grateful for your response and hope you can help me find someone who hurts me." After a few days, I went back to work and attempted to pretend that it hadn't happened, but she stayed in my thoughts. The girl who went missing by the creek was wearing my shirt and leaving a trail of silence until I saw her again one afternoon. She was standing in front of the bakery across the street, with her hair tied back, clutching sachets of muffins. Mrs. Langford, the owner, was instructing Nora in how to arrange the items in the window. Norek seemed lighter, still fragile but alive. I looked across the street, uncertain if she would ever recollect me. Still, when she looked at me, her eyes softened, and that was enough. "I'm working here," she said softly, avoiding eye contact. She added they needed help. I needed something to do. I smiled and nodded in agreement. "You look better," she said softly, unsure but determined. "I'll continue to visit the bakery more often over the next few weeks." She was gradually opening up, occasionally giggling and even confiding in Mrs. Langford about her fondness for painting. I didn't inquire further, but she confessed to having been married to someone who had taken advantage of her wealth, family, reputation, etc., by abusing her. After a while, she ran barefoot and was frightened to the side of the pier. I didn't expect anyone to assist me, but then they came calling and asked why I was broken. I realized that being human can be difficult. Sometimes, it's just giving someone a place to rest without asking for their story. A month later, she painted again. Here, I visited her rented room above the bakery, and I saw colorful paintings on the walls. "They're not very good," she murmured. However, they were lovely, tumultuous, yet optimistic. She had painted one for me, which was a simple image of an oversized shirt hanging near the window with sunlight streaming in. She mentioned that it reminded her of the morning she had gone out for the first time and felt secure on a rainy afternoon. Langford had a sudden heart attack, and Nora was the one who found her and stayed by her side until she arrived at the hospital whispering prayers. Upon my arrival, Nora was shivering in the corridor, her eyes watering with emotion. I embraced her without hesitation, and she broke down completely, not due to fear, but because she realized she couldn't keep anyone else in her life. During that moment, something inside both of us experienced a significant shift despite our differences. Until now, there was something more profound. The quiet acknowledgement of two individuals who had lived too long and still chose to be kind. After recuperating, Langford decided to leave the bakery and hand it over to Nora. "The feeling is so good right there with you," she said, smirking at the keys with her hands clasped tightly. She expressed her mixed emotions of disbelief and joy. She was adored by the locals, not just for her sweet treats but also for being warm. Each time she offered a cup of coffee, she expressed her appreciation by smiling. "I know what it's like to need just one little kindness." I visited the pier about 6 months ago, where she was standing behind the counter with her hair tied loosely and flowers drenching her cheeks. Her face lit up like the sun rose. "You're late," she muttered. "I wanted to show you something," I said, and I handed her a small wooden box I crafted. Inside, there was an uncomplicated silver pendant that had her name on it. She laughed aloud, her eyes watering. "I didn't take it personally. You were wearing my shirt, and now I think you have a part in it." She put it on, and for a moment there it felt still, like sunlight and laughter and the beating of her heart. And then she leaned over the counter and said, "Madam, you saved me, Mason. You didn't even know me, and you did." I shook my head. "No, thank you, Nora." As I stepped out of the bakery that day, the chiming bell behind me made me realize that sometimes people who enter our lives unexpectedly can actually help us find our purpose in life. That's how I felt about her. I was wearing my shirt the first time. Today, she embodies courage, laughter, and a heart that has been reconstructed from ashes. It could be the epitome of what love truly means. If you find this story touching, please share your thoughts and experiences and subscribe to Kindness Journal. By doing this, we can share authentic stories of kindness, healing, and optimism that can make a difference in someone's life. Let us know if you think donating any time or energy has been helpful in making someone feel loved again.